Okay, I'm here with Scott Thompson.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Scott Thompson, working with CMML.
Yes.
How would you describe your relationship with them?
I devote about 2 days a week with Christian missions in many lands, working with conferences, planning conferences, representing CMML at conferences, and getting the word out about how Christian missions in many lands exists to serve assembly commended missionaries.
Okay, and you're also a itinerant preacher.
Yes.
As well, which is what brought you here to Grace and Truth Christian Fellowship.
Yes.
And you were at the EFM Equipping for Ministry conference yesterday, talking about missions. So you spoke a little bit, Matthew 28, I believe, would it be verse 16 or 18? Mm-hmm. And you talked about teaching, and you talked specifically, I think, about the relationship between the older generation and the younger generation. Could you just comment a little bit about that?
Yes. With technology, the way it's advanced, and many different factors, there seems to be a disconnect that's from the younger generation and the older generation. And I believe it's important that we as Christians have fellowship with each other of all ages together. So the older generation, I think, needs to be conscious of the fact that the younger generation is online, using technology, using the computer and the internet and so forth. And I think the younger generation also has to bear in mind that to respect their elders and to understand that some of the differences that exist between the younger and older generations.
And you talked about how, in a way, we're all missionaries and that we're
Yes.
trying to reach people that aren't really in our same culture, just by way of age.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could think of a missionary as someone who takes the message of the gospel, takes God's good news, God's word, to a different culture and to a different language. And, the older generation, people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, even if they still live in the same town where they were born and raised, the young people, the teenagers, people in 20s and 30s, in many ways speak a different language and speak living a different culture through technology and through other aspects of modern society. So there's this real like a generational difference. So if the older generation had the mindset of a missionary, that they're taking the good news to a different culture and a different language, that might be a way of helping them to bridge the generation gap that exists.
Cool.